Hello everyone, and welcome to Galaxy 89 Cars. Today, thanks to Rolls-Royce GB, I'm taking you on an in-depth exterior and interior tour of this 2022 Rolls-Royce Dawn Black Badge. Please find all of their contact details in the description of the video. Dawn has been developed to continue the legacy of convertible Rolls-Royce vehicles, to blend luxury, comfort and sophistication with the freedom of open-top driving. Black Badge takes this to another level with more power, a stiffer suspension setup, and a darker, sportier aesthetic. It can be enjoyed as a 4 or 2 person vehicle, depending on how it's configured, which we'll see later in the video. Dawn Black Badge measures 5,285mm long, 1,947mm wide, 1,502mm high, and with an unladen weight of 2,630kg, all unchanged from the standard car. We can now move to the car's powertrain. To view the engine, we first need to unlatch the bonnet by putting the lever found to the right of the driver's footwell. Then moving around to the front, the bonnet needs to be lifted and self-supported on 2 struts. On the bonnet's underside, we see padding that helps with heat management and sound deadening. Dawn is powered by a front-mounted twin-turbo V12 that produces 591 brake horsepower and 900 Nm of torque. This is an increase of 28 brake horsepower and 120 Nm on the standard car. The enhanced output results in a 0 to 62 mph or 100 km/h time in just 5 seconds, and the car can go on to a limited top speed of 155 mph. These figures are unchanged from the standard Dawn. The power increase of Black Badge is meant to provide a more effortless driving experience, not necessarily enhanced performance figures. Fitted to each corner, we find 21-inch carbon alloy composite wheels, made from 22 individual layers. These are standard for Black Badge models. In from these, we find the slightly larger steel discs to manage the car's increased responsiveness. The car's stability is provided by GPS-controlled air suspension. This system reacts to the road conditions based on the internal computer's assessment of the environment by the car's current location. Now we've finished the model overview, we can move to the exterior in-depth tour from front to back. Unlike many other Black Badge models, this Dawn is finished in crystal over Selby grey. The bottom of the imposing front begins with an air intake section broken into 3. A central intake for the radiators, with 2 aero channels for brake cooling on either side. The famous grille above is finished in dark chrome here. The slats face inwards instead of straight ahead, and in the top right corner we find the infrared camera that provides the night view function. On either side of the grille we find slim daytime running light strips, with the main adaptive LED beams above. These are surrounded by a smoked LED strip. As we move up, the first thing we find is the Spirit of Ecstasy, here finished in Black Badge dark chrome. But there are of course other finishes available. It can be brought up and down by locking the car, or by using the options in the infotainment system. The wide bonnet is behind, topped with its metal feature line. There is a surprisingly short windscreen behind this, although visibility is very good. As we continue back, we come to the large convertible hood, here finished in black, but a wide range of finishes is available. As we move down to the lateral aspect, we start with the smooth side skirt, with the subtle yet important design lines above it. Above this is the indicator, with its chrome surround and double R engraving. Above and back from these, we find the long chrome door handles that now come with the touch close feature. Running between these and the mirrors is a light blue coach line, with the Black Badge Infinity badge painted towards the front. The electrically adjustable and auto-dimming mirrors are quite large structures that come with cameras on their underside for the Park Assist 360 view. As we continue to move up and around the car, we come to a curvaceous glass rear window in the soft top. As we move down, we come to the large rear brake light complexes, surrounded here in dark chrome. Moving centrally, we find the strip above the number plate, also finished in dark chrome. This is a feature of Black Badge and would usually be chrome. At the bottom of this area, we find the reversing camera. Continuing down, we reach the undulating rear bumper with its integrated parking sensors. And finally, there are 2 dark chrome exhaust tip surrounds at the bottom, hiding 6 tips in total. Dawn Black Badge comes with a multifunctional key that can be used to lock and unlock, but also open the boot lid, lower and raise the roof and Spirit of Ecstasy. After pulling the large handle, the coach doors fold out backwards, revealing quite a large amount of space to enter. This car's interior is finished in Selby grey over black, and features chrome, dark chrome and carbon fibre inlays, with Black Badge insignia throughout. I will of course go through each element in depth, starting with the doors. Starting at the top, we find double glazed windows for enhanced sound reduction in the cabin. Below this, the door interior starts at the top with the first speaker from the Rolls-Royce bespoke audio system, then the chrome door release. Door piping separates the top and middle area, where we find the chrome electric wing mirror and window controls, and an integrated door handle in the well-padded armrest. Below these controls, we find the seat memory buttons on carbon fibre, and underneath is the door storage area, which is illuminated white at night. Moving in from the door, we come to the chrome kickplate that can be fully customised. At the top of the sill, we find the now iconic integrated umbrella that needs a firm press to be ejected from its ventilated and cooled chamber. This too can be fully customised and requires an even more forceful press to lock it back into position. Now properly inside the car, we first find the optional Lambswool floor mats that are incredibly soft and almost a shame to put shoes onto. Looking up, we come to the large, firm but slim multifunctional steering wheel. To the right of it, we find the door controls that can be used to close, at least on the driver's side, both the driver and passenger doors. Below these, we come to an additional speaker, air vent and controls for the exterior lights, HDU and manually adjustable air vent. Now moving back to the two-tone wheel, we can start on the left with its controls for the cruise control system. Then moving across, we come to the volume controls and further buttons for voice activation and calls. Reaching around the left of the wheel, we can press the black start button. This lifts the infotainment display cover and brings the instrument display lights and HUD online. Before moving to the instrument cluster, we can view the slim and smooth stalk for the car's 8-speed automatic gearbox that has low and high modes, the latter being used for a more sporting acceleration and damping feel. Looking left, we only see analog gauges with perfectly formed dials. From left to right, power reserve, which is essentially the rev gauge, speedo with miles per hour and kilometers per hour, and finally fuel level and engine temperature. Under this we find range, mileage, trip, exterior temperature and gear selected. Moving up, we come to the large and smooth leather upholstered dash that is only interrupted by the HDU projector and central speaker, with venting farther forward for de-mist. Under the passenger side of the dash, we come to a large carbon fibre inlay with a manually adjustable air vent and a customisable analog clock. The large illuminated glove compartment is below that comes with additional inputs and can be used to lock and unlock the car and open the boot lid. Moving back up and to the right, we find the 10.25-inch infotainment display that, as in Wraith, isn't touchscreen. We need to use the central scroll wheel to navigate the infotainment system, starting with navigation. Then media radio, where we can access the DAB and FM radio in addition to the AUX, USB and Bluetooth connections. A TV tuner is also available here. We then move to communication for calls and messages, and Rolls-Royce assistance. Then notifications, which can be from the service schedule. Applications comes after. Here we can also access Rolls-Royce Assistance and Rolls-Royce Messages to manage mobile devices and personalise the menu. In My Vehicle, we can access a digital copy of the owner's handbook, create a driver profile, and set up the lowering functionality of the Spirit of Ecstasy. The final thing we can look at on this screen is the reversing camera, which also comes with a 360 surround view. Below the screen, we come to the main interior venting, with the volume controls, track select buttons, CD input, and other buttons for the radio and sound system. Under these, we find controls for the dual zone climate control system, fan speed and temperature rotaries either side of buttons for the heated and ventilated seats. The first feature we find on the central column is the carbon inlaid sliding cover for the dual cup holders. This retracts with a light push. The main control array is behind this, hazard light and lock control, multi-directional infotainment rotary with direct select menu buttons surrounding it, and the switch for the convertible roof. Behind this, we come to a second sliding carbon cover that conceals two small storage or ashtrays with the lighter and 12-volt socket. The large leather upholstered armrest is behind that can be unlatched at the front and lifted up to reveal a large central storage area with USB inputs and an NFC charging pad. On either side of this, we come to the large electrically adjustable heated and ventilated front seats, finished here in Selby grey with black leather, with contrast headrest embroidery. All movement controls can be found to the seat's outside edge. Moving back up to the central column, we can lower the roof by pulling back on the switch to the right. The roof can fully fold or raise in just 22 seconds. We can now take a look at the car with the roof down, before moving back to specific features. The two bulges seen here at the rear are known as aerocowling or the tonneau covers, and help to make Dawn more aerodynamic with its roof down. They also help to transform the car into a two-seat vehicle and create extra storage space. The main body of the key can be lifted up to reveal the car's physical key that can be used to open up these areas. Below and behind, we find the rear seats that can be liberated by removing the cowling. Between them, we come to the controls for the rear dual zone climate, in addition to 3 storage areas. Now moving to the rear of the car, we can view Dawn's remaining storage capacity. By holding down the button on the key, we can raise the boot lid. We also saw a button inside that can perform this function. Inside, we find an extra 295 litres of capacity that can be fully customised. Once finished in the rear, we can push the button on the underside of the boot lid to lower it. Before going back inside, we can quickly raise the large soft top in just 22 seconds. Now back inside, we can first focus on the large sun visors that come with large illuminated vanity mirrors. Between these we find the SOS button, in addition to the front interior light controls. The final feature is the large rearview mirror that is fixed below. So that concludes my in-depth exterior and interior tour of this 2022 Rolls-Royce Dawn Black Badge. Thanks again to Rolls-Royce Cars GB for lending me this car to film. Their contact details are in the description of the video. Please subscribe for the latest content, and until next time, thanks for watching.